Welcome back to Got the Morbs.
Hi.
With Beth.
Aaron.
And Ken.
We're post-holidays. How are your holidays, folks?
Yeah, we meant to tell you we were taking a break.
Oh, yeah. Here we are.
I was supposed to do that, and then I just didn't.
I thought about that.
And then I remembered, and I was like, it's too late now.
Because we were like, well, at least I thought, I was like, nobody's going to be waiting for new episodes. And then several people contacted us. So, like, where's the next episode?
That's kind of what I thought. I was like, nobody
That was
cares.
such a nice surprise to hear that people are secretly listening.
Constantly surprised every time you post something like that. I'm like, oh, people are listening.
I keep begging people to like leave reviews or share it with their friends, and I don't see them doing any of that. And I'm like, we're failures. And then people are like, my whole family's listening. Thanks, Holly. And then like people are contacting me saying, where's episode 4, Aaron?
Well, here it is.
So today I'm going to tell you a story. I'm not sure if you might know this, Beth. I'm betting that Ken didn't. And like I told you,
It's a surprise.
I always want to surprise you. I don't ever want to
Always?
tell you. Yeah, I don't ever want to tell you what I'm doing. Like I told you outside of recording, it's not necessarily an obscure case or anything, but for some reason I had never heard about it until last year. And this takes place in like the 70s. So maybe it's a surprise to you. This is the tragic life and death of socialite Barbara Daly Baekeland, heir to the Bakelite fortune. Is that familiar to you?
It is not.
Okay, this is a wild one. You're going to go on a wild ride. Are you ready for it, Ken?
Yes.
I don't think you are. I really don't. I should pull up a picture of her because let me just tell you, she is a babe.
Oh.
She is gorgeous in the 50s. I mean, I didn't see that many pictures of her when she was older, but in the 50s, she is a babe. Look at this picture of her and her
Underwear?
I didn't say in her and her baby. Look how pretty
wow.
she is. Oh my gosh. All right. So she was born Barbara Daly on September 28th, 1921 in Cambridge, Massachusetts. She grew up with her parents who both had some issues of mental instability. She was in an upper middle class family. Her mom had a nervous breakdown before she was born. And after she was born, her father lost all of his money in the stock market crash. And he ended up committing suicide by putting a tube in his car and running carbon monoxide. What are you laughing at?
I don't know why I thought you were going to say putting a tube in his butt.
In his nose. Why? What is wrong with your brain?
What did you think he was going to put in the tube?
I don't know.
No, it goes in the car, not in the butt.
I was waiting.
And then he stuck a stick of dynamite in it.
That is a life lesson.
Okay.
Not in the butt.
Okay.
She was only 11 years old when this happened. But I did see one source say that he made sure to make it look accidental so that they could collect the insurance so that they would be set. Once he passes, mother and daughter move to New York City, probably with that insurance money. And they set up in the infamous Delmonico Hotel in New York. Now, with those good looks, Barbara is a prominent socialite. She becomes a model. She's in Harper's Bazaar. She's in Vogue magazine. She has aspirations to be an actress, which doesn't work out. But when she's on a casting call, she makes friends with an actress named Cornelia Dickie Baekeland. Dickie in quotes, her little nickname. So Dickie, not in the butt.
Dickie in the butt.
Dickie introduces her to her brother, who is Brooks Baekeland.
Brooks Baekeland.
Brooks Baekeland.
That's
yes.
a name.
Nobody's named Brooks anymore.
Nobody. And right away, they are smitten. Barbara's considered one of New York's 10 most beautiful girls. I couldn't find a source to tell me who said that, but everything I looked at was saying that she was one of the 10 most beautiful. So she falls for Brooks, and he falls for her. And Brooks is the grandson of the creator of Bakelite Plastic, which is Leo Baekeland. Do you guys know what Bakelite is?
I do.
So this crosses over into my interests of vintage, which was kind of neat for me. So it's one of the early plastic materials, and it was popular because it could be molded and hardened into any shape. What's interesting is that it was made from a chemical reaction between phenol and formaldehyde. And one of the ways you can test Bakelite today to see if it's real Bakelite is the smell test. You take something and you rub it with your finger and heat it up, and then you smell it. And if you smell the faint formaldehyde scent, then you know that that's real Bakelite.
Oh, I know that smell. I can still smell it in my nose from
Hi.
high school.
Oh,
The fetal pig assignment.
Oh, yeah.
So it was billed as the material of 1,000 uses, and some of the early things that it would be used on were radios, handles of things like utensils, purses, jewelry, pipes, buttons, and
morning jewelry
morning jewelry, which we will be getting into next
in the
time.
next episode.
Right. One other interesting thing about Bakelite, which I learned this from my friend Phoebe, doing auctions for the vintage auction house we work for. There's a thing called end of day Bakelite. Take, for example, a bangle, a bracelet. If you see one that has like different colors that are swirled, it's probably an end of day Bakelite. They would take the little leftover pieces of colored resin and mix them all together. And then you would get these one-of-a-kind, like, swirly pieces, which is one of the reasons why it's collectible today to people, because those are, like, you know, you see one like that and they can't replicate that exactly. So,
And that was just to reduce waste at the end of the day.
exactly.
Which is why it was called.
End of day.
Nice. Is this material still used?
It is not. They've come up with like stronger plastics and stuff. Another reason why it's collectible. So the whole point of this Bakelite air is to point out that Brooks was loaded, which probably helped because Barbara always believed she was destined for greater things. She had the looks and now she had the funds. So they get together, and in the 40s, she is anxious to hook Brooks. So she lies and says she's pregnant. And he marries her.
That old trick.
Oh, she's trouble. Just wait. So they get married. They live in a posh New York loft. They are hanging out with all of the celebrities. Greta Garbo, Tennessee Williams, they're all coming over to their apartment. And she's living this life that she knew that she was destined for. But she had some mental health struggles of her own. It was said that she had erratic behavior, would get into outbursts, and she was an excessive drinker. So not all smooth sailing for Miss Barbara. In 1946, she actually gives birth to a son. This is their son,
She was
Anthony.
pregnant for a long time.
This is their son, Anthony, also known as Tony. And when he was born, his parents celebrated him as a prodigy. They just thought he was brilliant. They knew that he was destined for success. There was nothing he could do that was wrong. But he had exhibited some disturbing signs as early as toddler years. For example, he would capture insects and small animals and
Eat them.
it didn't go into detail about what he did with them, but it said like practically dissected the
Put
insects.
them in his butt.
No.
Through a tube.
See, Beth, I was going to say that, and I decided not to.
Yeah.
'Cause I thought I
show
should
some
behave more.
restraint.
Yeah. But did he put him in
I
his
don't
butt?
have restraint.
Well, they weren't specific, so maybe he did.
Okay.
But oh, you guys.
But
Instead of seeing this as troubling, his dad Brooks was like, he's scientifically curious. He's brilliant.
That's what Jeffrey Dahmer's dad said.
hang
you
on.
know?
If my kid was dissecting bugs,
You would think that was scientifically
just bugs.
curious.
Was he doing it with like chipmunks
It
and
said
stuff?
small animals.
Okay, that's
so
a little
I
weird.
don't know that he was dissecting them, but he was catching them and studying
I
them.
feel
Or
like-
I don't know.
Especially back then, you would see like in movies and stuff, like kids with those boards of like insects pinned open.
I was just going to say,
You
we
know,
had to do that in school.
Or they would catch and keep insects in their. But I guess the whole animals or mammal thing is a
Well,
little bit different.
Not sure what he was doing, but his parents thought it was brilliant.
Oh.
Then there's another example. They were having a dinner party, and Barbara was really proud of this artwork that Tony made, and she showed her guests, and they were kind of horrified because it was just a drawing of bloody fingers. She's like, isn't he brilliant?
Anthony.
Bloody fingers, bloody fingers. Isn't that one of those stories?
Yeah, it is.
From Scary Stories.
Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark.
Yeah.
So, yeah, some issues creeping in, but they don't want to see it. They think he's so smart. Their marriage is not solid. They're both having affairs. They're getting into loud fights. And they think, well, maybe we should travel Europe and that'll help. Maybe a change of scenery will help. So in the 50s, they take Tony and they travel abroad. While they're traveling, Brooks meets a European diplomat's daughter who is 15 years younger and starts an affair, of course. He asks Barbara for a divorce. She is not okay with this and she attempts suicide. Brooks cancels. That's not the word I wanted. Brooks ends the affair. He cancels the affair.
The free trial.
This is over.
Yeah.
And he drops the idea of divorce because it was too much with Barbara's mental health and he didn't want anything.
That's considerate of him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was this all in Europe?
This happened in Europe.
All
yes.
happened in Europe.
Well, yeah, starting with
Like
this.
the whole, threatened, he met this woman in Europe and was like, I'm divorcing my wife now.
Yes, in Europe.
Oh. Couldn't even
When
wait to get home.
he is 20 years old, Tony is in Europe and he meets an Australian bisexual beefcake.
Oh!
That is not what I was
Not what I
expecting.
expected to come out of your mouth.
Named Jake Cooper. And they travel together and they go to Morocco and they start doing hallucinogenic drugs together.
Oh, I want to hang out with this guy. He sounds like a beefcake.
Barbara catches wind of this from her friend and she's like, there is no way that my darling, intelligent, scientifically curious boy is going to be traipsing through Europe with a bisexual beefcake doing drugs. So she drives across, I think it was Spain, and she grabs him and takes him home. Nope, you're 20 years old, but no beefcakes for you.
Crikey, he
Nope.
said when his boy toy got taken.
Right. They have this very difficult relationship where she is so protective of him. She doesn't want to let him go. He can do no wrong in her eyes. And then he gets tired of it and it's suffocating and he takes off. But then he can't stand to not have his mom's attention and he goes back. And this is the way it was throughout their whole life. So when that happens, he's trying to win back his mom's approval. And he gets this girlfriend named Sylvie. And Barbara's like, okay, I scared him straight. He's got this girlfriend now. But no, Brooks starts having an affair with Sylvie.
Brooks, hands off. Come on, man.
And Tony's like, yeah, off the hook. I can go find more beefcakes.
Oh, Tony liked this.
Well,
He's like, thanks, Dad.
I'm assuming, yeah.
I'm going to go back to my beefcake.
So Barbara attempts suicide again. And this time, Brooks doesn't care. He files for divorce and it goes through and he marries Sylvie and they have a child together.
Nice.
Then Barbara attempts suicide a third time. Disaster. This is a disaster. By this point, Tony's behavior is getting more erratic, but Barbara is ignoring it. Poor boy. She's off doing her own thing. She's still trying to maintain this socialite lifestyle in Europe, so she's off at parties and she's not paying attention to Tony. He gets diagnosed with schizophrenia and paranoid tendencies. And there's talk about getting him psychiatric help, but Brooks does not trust it and they do not do that. So Barbara has this idea. If Tony is still interested in beefcakes, then I'm going to have sex workers come to the house and have sex with Tony so that he becomes straight. That sounds like a brilliant
I thought she
plan,
was bringing
right?
gay.
Oh, no.
Oh.
Oh, no. She's trying to change him.
Huh.
She wants
Oh,
to
I
cure
gotcha.
him.
I thought she was being supportive.
She
I
wants
thought you meant
to
she brought a bunch
cure-
of beefcakes
No,
over to like.
absolutely not. She wants to cure him of his homosexuality, so she starts bringing
Gotcha.
prostitutes over, forcing Tony to have sex with them.
Gotcha.
She reportedly told her sister-in-law, I could get Tony over his homosexuality if I just took him to bed.
Oh, no. Aaron. I'm turning this off.
This is only going to get worse. Reportedly, Barbara and Tony then began a physical incestuous relationship where she was showing him what a real woman could do.
Okay.
You didn't see it going this
No,
way,
no,
did
no,
you?
no, no. No.
Yeah, I told you. It's a mess.
Oh, and you showed me that picture of her with a baby. Was that him?
That's him. That was him.
Oh.
Oh, romantic.
Tony checks himself.
That's not the kind of I did.
No. Tony checks himself into a psych unit at one point. And Barbara begins to spiral. She starts dating an art curator named Samuel Adams Green, and he's almost 2 decades younger than her. Apparently she has a type.
Yeah.
And when he breaks it off after only a few weeks, she spirals even more. She's losing it.
Did she try to kill herself again?
She did not.
No, she's not real good at it, so.
So they're living together in London, Tony and Barbara, mother and son. Police are reporting loud fights all the time. Tony's mental health is obviously deteriorating. Barbara is not any better, and she is not doing anything to help either one of them. There's a report that Tony was caught roaming the streets with a knife, saying that he wanted to annihilate all women. And in 1972, Tony tries to throw Barbara in the street in front of traffic.
I don't know why I just laughed. This is so ridiculous.
I'm imagining out an upstairs window.
That's kind of what I
No.
thought. Out you go.
No, I think they're just on the street, and he
Just tried
tries
to
to push her in front of traffic, but some of her friends are able to help, and he gets arrested for attempted murder. But she refuses to press charges. She refuses to believe anything is wrong. And when he gets put in a psychiatric hospital after that, she removes him and brings him home. Yeah, don't see anything. Nothing bad's going to happen.
No, this is all very standard.
Does the beefcake come back?
The beefcake is gone.
No.
Lost his chance. Back to Australia. So she removes him from the psychiatric hospital, but they do have a psychiatrist coming to the house to talk to him. And the psychiatrist tells Barbara that he thinks Tony's capable of murder. He's worried about her safety. She ignores this. He tells her, "I think you're at grave risk." And she says, "I don't." I have that in quotes. I don't. So then about a week after the psychiatrist warns her about this, mother and son are having an argument because Tony wants to invite someone over for dinner and Barbara doesn't want to see that person, which I thought was funny. Imagine how many times, when we were living together, one of us wanted to invite someone over.
I don't want to see that
I don't
person.
I
wanna
wish
see
I was that
person.
honest. When my kids are like, "Hey,
Yeah.
can my friend come over?" I don't want to see that kid.
I don't want to see that
'Cause I
person.
don't. But I'm not
So
going to say that.
because of that, Tony takes a knife and stabs her once directly in the heart.
Oh,
And she dies.
that's all it took.
Did not see that coming. Reports are that he was completely unbothered by what he had done, and when he calls the police to turn himself in, and when they arrive, he's ordering Chinese takeout.
Why is that?
He's
You work up an
just-
appetite stabbing your
He only stabbed
hot
her
mom
once.
in the chest.
He only
I'll have
stabbed
the
her once.
crab
That's not even.
rangoons.
Yeah. General Tso's chicken.
So at the time of this, Barbara is only 51 years old and Tony is 26. He gets sent to Broadmoor Hospital instead of jail. The judge feels bad for him and doesn't want to send him to jail. And Tony is obviously still unwell, and he would ask people while he was there how his mother's doing. He doesn't realize that she is dead.
Oh.
Friends and family, like his grandma, petition for him to be released. And he does get released after only 6 years in the hospital. And this was Barbara's mom, so his maternal grandma. So when he gets out after 6 years, he goes to New York to live with her, to live with his grandma. And he stabs her.
I was going to guess they never
Once
started
in the
fucking, but
chest.
stabbing was... I don't know.
This was less than a week after being released. He stabs her 8 times,
Ah.
but she survives. And he complains that she was hard to kill. He's complaining.
Did he have some of his grandma's potato chowder?
Can't do that.
What?
See, she's just making
Potato chowder.
she's just making obscure references that no one's gonna get except
know.
me
I know. I'm just saying that to you right now.
and Ken Marino.
I can't help it.
Not you.
Ken Marino, if you're listening. Potato. What did you say? I don't even remember what you said.
Potato chowder.
Potato chowder.
So, Grandma survives, Tony finally gets sent to prison. He goes to Rikers Island. And in 1981, he puts a plastic bag over his head and commits suicide in his cell.
Where did he get a plastic bag at in prison?
No idea.
Where did he get that?
So some people believe that the whole incestuous relationship was just something that Barbara would go around saying to shock people. Nobody really knows for sure. Well, we won't find out because they're both gone.
They were porking.
And when, ew, gross.
Or
That's such a gross way to say it. And when Brooks, back to Brooks, when he finds out about what happens to Tony, he calls him, in quotes, an enormous failure of intelligence, which is so funny because his whole childhood he was like, he's brilliant, scientifically curious, but no, his son, an enormous failure of intelligence. Thanks, Brooks. You were a great role model. Right? Stealing his girlfriend. There's also a 2007 film about this whole story called Savage Grace, which I did not watch, but might after this.
Who's in it? Anybody interesting? Like
I
Tori
don't
Spelling?
remember.
Ben
No,
Savage.
I don't think it was anyone I
No,
know.
Is it Ben Savage?
So that is
Candace Cameron
the tragic life and death
and Fred Savage.
of Barbara Daly Baekeland.
Wow.
You did not know that story?
No, I'd never heard. That's
a lot.
So it was what, a week from when the psychiatrist said, "Hey, you're going to get killed."
Yes, I believe
And
it was
then
6 days.
How long from when he was released from prison before he killed again?
Less than a week.
Man, this guy.
This guy.
This guy.
Yeah.
Stabbing?
Yeah.
Fucking his mom?
So much went wrong there.
It sounds like this woman and, what was the guy's name?
Brooks.
Were meant for each other.
I mean,
'Cause
I
they're-
guess.
I guess
It's just sad that whole mental illness went from Barbara's parents to Barbara to Tony. And Brooks was just an asshole. He was just a bad
I was going to
influence,
say
but-
it's so sad that something so benign as like this kid being little and dissecting insects.
Yeah.
Like you could have nurtured that kid, I hope so, out of it, maybe got him some help and this whole
Brooks was-
situation wouldn't have happened. But they
He
all
was
just
too
like,
busy having an affair.
yeah. Well, they're socialites and they got money. They don't
Yep.
have time to parent.
Yep.
Yeah, so it's sad that whole thing just failed this kid and all of that stuff
And
happened.
who knows if the fact that she was trying to like force him to be straight and
I was going to say, if
Oh
they
my
would just have
God.
let him be gay, would this
Yeah,
not have happened?
exactly let him have his beefcake.
He would have rode off into the Australian sunset with, what was the guy's name?
It was Jake Cooper.
Jake Cooper. And actually, guess what, guys? We got Jake Cooper on the line. He's here. No. I mean, he would be old by now. That's terrible.
That's horrible.
Yeah, I didn't like that story very much.
I was like, how have I never heard of that?
Yeah. The only other socialite story I know is the Helen Brock one, and that has a lot about horses, but nothing about
Horses?
Nothing about beefcakes.
No.
No.
Where did you come across this story at?
I saw a post on Instagram.
It's crazy how every once in a while I'll come across like a story like this that's so wild and out there, or a documentary or something. I'm like, how have I not heard of this?
Yeah.
It's so out there. There's so many of these stories, and we're bringing them right to you. Wow.
I mean, this is so crazy that it sounds fake.
It does. But it's real.
Unfortunately. And I will think of them every time now I wear like a Bakelite bangle or something.
I'll think of them every time I put a hose in my ass.
Oh my God.
Beth, you're supposed to laugh at my joke. Not
Yeah,
me.
Beth, get off your phone.
Oh, well, I was just looking to make sure that it was true that the Helen Brock thing had to do with horses, because then I thought maybe I made it up. But it says right here, Brock was put to death by the horse mob
Why'd you tell us? You could have covered it.
and
Horse
incinerated
mob?
in a blast furnace.
Was it
So
a
a bunch
mob?
of horses put
Yeah, I
her
was
to
gonna
death?
say.
No, no.
Oh my God. They're like,
It's time to sleep with the fishes.
Oh, God, no.
Make me an offer I can't refuse.
Stop.
I don't even know why I did. That's not how a horse would talk,
No,
is it?
horse phobia.
you're a fish.
The fish mob.
I will burr.
Yeah,
Is that
exactly.
it was
like that.
kind of like that. Well, I just see a picture of a bunch of horses in like
What else
suits.
does a horse mob mean?
It's probably a bunch of mobsters around the horse racing
Right.
uh,
Yeah.
community.
I would never have gotten that.
Yeah, because they would fix races and yeah, it was a whole thing.
Fix
Mob of
socialites.
horses.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that would be my worst nightmare.
A horse mob?
Yeah.
One of them was a carousel horse, and he had like
What
a,
if-
Oh God.
What if
Suit
you were
on.
in jail and one of your choices to be put to death was a horse mob?
No.
Do you want the
What would they
firing
do?
squad or the horse mob?
they put concrete horseshoes on you.
Ew.
You'd sink to the sink to the bottom of
Ew.
the lake here. Well, concrete shoes. You ever heard that before? The mob?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
They'll encase your feet in concrete and throw you in the water.
So that you
Sure.
Except when
you
horses
sink.
do it, they got to do it.
I think they would put feed down your shirt and let all the horses
Oh, their lips.
go. Yeah, their lips
Their
are
lips flapping against you. That would kill me.
and down your pants.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Sign me up, actually. Sign me up, actually.
There I go.
Okay.
Good one.
Yeah. Well, thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, got the morbs. Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Aaron and I started a list of everything that we thought was funny, starting when we were 12. And I have something to share from the first time that we met Corey Feldman, because we
That's
met him
true.
a few times. The first time he was nice. Second time, not so nice. The first time we saw him, we waited, and he came driving up
by
the
in
street.
a minivan.
Yeah. Driving up the street and stopped to sign some autographs, and we waited our turn, and then he took pictures with us, and then but he didn't get out of the car.
Just leaned
So
out the
it's-
window like
So
a
it's
cool
just
dude.
him leaning out the window and us, and he said, "See, now what you do is you go home and tell everyone we stayed out partying all night, and I dropped you off, and we hugged goodnight."
That's what he
We
said.
didn't tell anyone that.
Okay, bye. So we just want to say thank you to everyone that has been following along with us since we started our podcast, like 2 months ago? Is that what we
Maybe
did?
not even. I don't know. When was
It was like November, I think.
Yeah.
So going into a new year, and we're hoping to just grow our audience and hear more from our listeners, bring you some more creepy content. So follow us on whatever platform is your choice.
Yeah, we are very we're kind of blown away by the amount of people that have listened and commented and reached out, and we're emboldened by that, right? We were looking at the analytics and we're like, wow, there's actually people listening. So
Hi, Singapore.
hi, Singapore. Apparently our second. If you're listening from Singapore, we want to hear from you because we want to know who's in Singapore because there's someone listening from Singapore. But yeah, reach out by all means. Let us know that you're listening. Tell everybody you know. We want to make this show bigger in 2026. It's like our personal New Year's resolution goal. So if you're into the Morb, you want to hear more Morb in 2026, yeah, follow us on Spotify, anywhere you can follow us. Apple, we're still looking for a good couple reviews here and there. If you're leaving a review is huge.
It would be
Yep.
awesome if we had more than one review on Apple Podcasts. That wasn't my mom. That's.
Yeah.
I mean, we appreciate you, Linda. We do, but
Yeah.
more than just my mom, because I know she's already proud of me.
Our
So-
mom's dead, so she can't leave a review.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
But if your mom is living, or if you're
Oh
living,
my god!
or if you're somehow picking up this episode from the afterlife, please, by all means, leave us a ghostly review.
Good God, Ken.
It'll help. What? She is dead.
I mean, it's
Share
true.
us. Share our
Why am I laughing?
podcast. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Share our podcast with your friends. Leave us reviews. Leave us comments. Just getting noticed in the algorithm will help. So
Big time.
anything you can do, we appreciate it. We like hanging out with you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.